AC/DC keep powering up, Kerry King someone hints at the Slayer future, and the beauty of metal will definitely save this world. Metal is life and well, so let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. Cunning Stunts at home. Two overexcited Metallica fans took the idea of reaching new heights a bit too literally, as during the band's November 1st concert in Perth, Australia, two Metallica fans were actually arrested and charged with trespassing after both of them, being half naked, randomly decided to climb the central lighting tower at Optus Stadium. According to Western Australia police, they almost had to pause the Metallica concert just to get those two fans down to earth, which of course would have caused a riot, as more than 60,000 fans attended that sold-out show, Metallica's first appearance in Australia in over a decade, with Evanescence and Ass Tendencies opening. So yeah, there would have been quite a bunch of pissed off people.
No, there's no justice like angry mob justice.
But nevertheless, we of course do know what exactly those two fans wanted to say with such a bold statement, as the only thing that comes to my mind is that they are simply fans of the 90s era of Metallica, and in such a wonderful way they simply wanted to reenact the legendary Cunning Stunts. Here guys, super quick, just simply have to point out that only around 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to this channel, so if you're not one of those, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching here, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. Kerry King and Slayer's future. The legendary Slayer guitarist Kerry King announced that he has already started working on his new solo studio album, the second one after last year's From Hell I Rise. In his interview to Rain in TV, King said that he has more than enough material for the next album, and now he's deep into the lyric writing process, adding that he would love to get the band together and record this new album before the next year, so that he can give it to the label sometime in 2026, which actually means that there is a very high chance that we will hear the second solo studio album from Kerry King sometime in 2026 or 2027 the latest. But the most important thing in this interview came at the very end of it. As answering a question about a tour in support of this new album, Kerry King said that there is nothing on the immediate horizon, and overall he actually believes that there is a very high chance that his solo band will never give any live shows in the future. Which actually may tell us something about the future of Slayer, as it kind of looks like after just a handful of reunion shows that Slayer announced in 2024, and after that in 2025, and now even in 2026 already, as it kind of looks like that just a handful of reunion shows that Slayer announced in 2024, and after that in 2025, and now even the first one for 2026 already, is by far not the only ones that this legendary band will give in the future. And given the fact that we know for sure that next year they're already gearing up to celebrate the 40th anniversary of their legendary Rain in Blood album and have prepared a special show for it, there is actually quite a high chance that Slayer will go on a full-blown world tour to celebrate that milestone. And given how warmly they have been met by all of the fans around the world, who knows, this might lead to something even more than that. And And here, as always, a huge shout out to all my patrons and all of the YouTube channel members. Guys, it is thanks to you that I'm able to release these videos, and there is actually a very special episode on all of the Megadeth guitarists already available to all of you. And if any of you guys would like to join the community of supporters of the Metal Pilgrim show and support both the development of the show and me personally right here in Ukraine, just know that you can do that via the links in the description to this video. And thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Metal Beauty. Now, this is what I call proper metal glamour. During the Miss World Chile 2025 semifinals, 27-year-old Ignacia Fernandez walked on stage in a flowing black gown, and instead of a regular pop ballad like everybody else, gave the audience a full-blown death metal experience. Within seconds, the elegant pageant hall turned into a mosh pit as Ignacia went from eerie whispers to feral growls, leaving the judges completely stunned and the audience roaring. The result? A standing ovation, and they take it straight to the national finals. In her post-show interview, she said, "Metal has always been my refuge, my way to fight through pain and stand proud of who I am. Doing it on national TV was my way to break stereotypes and show that metal is power, not anger." Which of course turned heads of all of the national and international media outlets. And by the way, Ignacia is definitely not a newcomer to the world of metal. In addition to training her vocal cords for over 2 years with a professional voice coach, her band Decessus recently released Dark Flames after touring Europe with Ginger and Epica. So yeah, she definitely knew what she was doing. But the way she brought metal into what possibly is the most mainstream event in the world definitely does deserve ovations from all of us metalheads. And the least we can do is check out her band right after this. Behemoth without Behemoth. Nergal is going all the way back to the beginning, but this time without his band. The Behemoth frontman has announced that he'll perform the band's 1995 debut album Svantebeth, Storming Near the Baltic, live in its entirety, but without Behemoth. Instead, he'll be joined by Icelandic black metal visionaries Miss Berman, who will play the role of Behemoth at this one-of-a-kind special show at Beyond the Gates 2026 in Bergen, Norway, which, by the way, will be just one of the several special shows across Europe announced for next year. And while it might sound strange to celebrate Behemoth without Behemoth, there is actually some logic behind it. As Svantebeth was essentially a solo effort by Nergal, with the exception of drums performed by Baal Ravenlock. Yet still, with Behemoth very much an active band, fans are already debating whether this is an artistic reinterpretation or just plain strange. But nevertheless, a show with this album being performed in its entirety is by itself already a huge gift to all the fans of black metal. AC/DC keep on powering up. AC/DC just announced the 2026 leg of their massive Power Up World Tour, adding 21 new stadium shows across South America and North America starting February 24th in São Paulo, Brazil, and continuing with the same lineup that rocked the arenas all across the world in the last couple of years, including Brian Johnson, Angus Young, Stevie Young, Matt Laug, and Chris Chaney, with the run including stops in Chile, Argentina, Mexico, Canada, and the United States, at some huge venues, including New Jersey's MetLife Stadium, which alone fits more than 82,000 people. Yet all of us are of course eagerly anticipating AC/DC's return to South America, as we all know what happens when the boys visit there, right? Yeah! And now the time has come for your favorite part of the video, so let's take a look at 5 latest metal releases from this week, which although did not get their own segments in this video, are still definitely worthy of your attention. Swedish metal veterans Evergrey released their new single Oxygen via Napalm Records. The track blends crushing riffs, soaring melodies and vivid key changes, and deals with themes of inner darkness and resilience. Finnish melodic death outfit Omnium Gatherum released their full-length album May the Bridges We Burn Light the Way via Century Media. The record is described as a mix of the band's melodic roots and new energy, exploring themes of dreams, wanderers, and urban chaos. Texan post-hardcore newcomers I Promised the World released the single Bliss in 7 languages after signing to Rise Records. The track was produced by John Markson and Adam Tsichotsky and aims to bridge nostalgia with renewed sound for the band. And here's the thing, when I first saw this video, I simply could not believe that I'm looking at the 2025 music video. So yeah, the theme of nostalgia was actually described quite well. Death metal supergroup Malefic Throne, featuring members of Morbid Angel, Angel Corpse, and Origin, dropped their debut single The Voice of My Ghost ahead of their album The Conquering Darkness, which will be out on the 28th of November this year via Agonia Records. The track is billed as infernal nuclear death metal and signals their brutal intent. British heavy metal torchbearers Tailgunner announced their forthcoming sophomore album Midnight Blitz, set for release on February 6th next year via Napalm Records. The announcement included the title track and confirmed production of the album by nobody else but the legendary Judas Priest guitarist KK Downing. And just a reminder that our metal playlist Metal 365 has actually gotten a huge update this week, just like it does every week. So if you still haven't added it to your Spotify or YouTube music library, just know that you can do that via the links in the description to this video. Honorary King Diamond. Danish horror maestro King Diamond received a prestigious award from the Danish Arts Foundation in his homeland. And with this award, the foundation honored King Diamond's decades-long contribution to music and visual storytelling, naming him the man behind some of the most unique works in metal history, both as the frontman of Merciful Fate and his own band, saying that it was his music that put Denmark on the map of heavy metal. And here, in addition to simply greeting King Diamond with this prestigious award, as only 5 people in Denmark receive it every year, I just want to say how freaking awesome it is when local elites understand the value that even some non-conventional artists like King Diamond have for their country and look past the gimmicks. Göteborg strikes back. Göteborg's legendary melodic death metal pioneers In Flames have been keeping their fanbase on their toes for pretty much an entire week, as they continued posting cryptic videos on their social media accounts, which pretty quickly everyone debunked were leading to the place where it all began, Sweden's Gothenburg. And those videos, of course, sparked quite a lot of speculations among the In Flames fan community, with many actually thinking that In Flames are teasing their brand new album, which for the first time in gazillion years they recorded not in Los Angeles, but in their native Gothenburg, where it all began. And that can be true, of course, but I think that most In Flames fans kind of know that although the official announcement will be debunked in just a couple of days, what In Flames are actually teasing is the Gothenburg Brunner Festival, the In Flames Festival, on which they will be not performing alone, but will actually gather some of the biggest names in the genre, which of course will be a huge gift to all the fans of melodic death metal, and there is no better place to do it than in the place where it all began, Sweden's Gothenburg. And by the way, there is actually even a chance that this festival will see both current and past In Flames members performing on the same stage. As surprise from Peter Criss. Founded member and the original drummer of Kiss, Peter Criss announced his new solo album, which will see the light of day on December 19th this year. And this new solo album from Peter Criss will have a very simple and straightforward title. Peter Criss. Yes. Wow! And it will actually be the first studio album by the legendary drummer in 18 years, after the 2007's One for All. The album will also feature bassist Billy Sheehan and Matthew Montgomery, guitarist John Fife and Mike McLaughlin, and pianist Paul Schaffer, while Peter Criss himself, as usually, did all the drums and lead vocals, as well as co-produced album together with Barry Pointer. And although as of right now we only have the first teaser from the first single, which will see the light of day very soon, still, in the light of the recent news from the Kiss camp, it's still awesome to see that the legendary Catman still has something to tell us.
Peter Criss on the drum!
Up the irons! Two 50th anniversaries collide in the most British way possible. Iron Maiden and West Ham United have teamed up for a double anniversary shirt, celebrating both the 50th anniversary of one of the most legendary heavy metal bands on the planet, which of course was founded back in 1975, and the Hammers FA Cup victory, which also happened back in 1975. This claret and blue kit is actually part of their Die With Your Boots On collection and features the 1975 Cup final badge, the Iron Maiden logo across the chest, and Steve Harris's iconic number 11 on the back. Because, well, of course it does. And interestingly enough, Harris, of course being a lifelong fan of West Ham United, and even a former youth player, actually has already worn this shirt on stage earlier this year at Maiden's sold-out London Stadium gig, alongside Eddie, who naturally had his own version of it as well. But here's the thing, despite the whole fact that I'm a huge Iron Maiden fan, this is actually one piece of their merch that I will most likely never ever get. Because, you know, no matter what,
I am a man who walks alone.
But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please don't forget to like it, comment under it, spread the word about this channel, and of course join our communities on Instagram, X, Threads, Facebook, Discord, and basically anywhere you can post content these days. Thank you guys so much, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!